Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the second part of the chapter which we were doing, economic liberalization and privatization. In the previous session, we have already learned about LPG, the advantages and disadvantages of LPG, and what are the various functions and importance of the liberalization, privatization, and globalization. When countries started trading with each other, there were many disputes which were coming out. So there was a need of an organization which can regulate the activities which are being carried out by the different countries. The organization which was keeping a control and a check and which was responsible to regulate all the activities of the countries was World Trade Organization. World Trade Organization is an organization which was established on 1st January 1995 by the member nations of United Nations. Its headquarters is located in Geneva, in Switzerland. Now, what were the objectives behind making this organization? So, to know that, to know about the various objectives, features, functions, we need to know what is this WTO. On 1st January 1995, 123 nations were the members of the government, not gov Here we are going to discuss about the objectives of the World Trade Organization. To set and execute rules for international trade. That means whatever international level trade is being executed, it has to be according to the given set of rules. Right? Means there is a proper forum which is defined by the World Trade Organization. Okay. And every country has to go according to it. If any country is violating any kind of rule which is given and mentioned in the you know agreement, the country can be penalized or whatever decision it may take. To present a panel for negotiating and controlling additional trade liberalization means when two countries, when they trade with each other, right, there is a possibility that a country is not able to pay whatever amount the other country is asking. So yes, it is a table on which we can negotiate. Simply when we go to market, we go to buy something, right? We bargain, right? Same thing here. Means the countries, they get a platform where they can negotiate and they can ask for additional trade liberalization. Then to solve trade conflicts, suppose two countries are trading with each other, A and B. The A country has taken something from the B country and later on the A country is not able to pay that credit back. Now, what should be the situation? Means B country, what should it do? The B country will raise this conflict towards the WTO. And it will be the responsibility of World Trade Organization to solve the conflict arise between country A and country B. Okay. To improve the clarity of decision making methods means whatever things are given, they should be feasible for all the countries. Like if you see agricultural products, most of the agricultural products are produced in India. Suppose there is a herb which is found in India only, and in any situation that herb is required by each and every country. Actually, the fact is most of the Indians have migrated from India and they are all over the world. If you go anywhere in the world, you will get to see an Indian, right? So Indian food culture and eating habits, they are same as they were, uh, you know, a long back ago. So the availability of everything is made everywhere. Okay. So it should be very clear that what is the level of trade, what is the policy. Okay, so it actually helps the countries to understand it. Some more objectives. It removes obstacles influencing global trade. It removes protection policy given industries given to industries of country for foreign trade. It solves the trade related dispute arising in the world. Now we'll go through the functions. There are various functions which are performed by WTO. Facilitating international trade, yes, it makes easy for the countries to come up with their available products and trade with each other. It forms rules and some it regulates and control the trade amongst the countries. Actually, countries cannot dominate any means each other. Suppose if there is a developing country and a developed country cannot dominate the developing country. Every country has every right to raise their point or raise their point of view to in front of WTO, and accordingly the decision can be taken. It protects the interest of developing countries. Yes, we were discussing this only. It frames fair global rules regulations. It safeguards and advocates the interest of the developing world. Optimum utilization of world resources. That means it also it is also responsible to increase production and trade of services. It ensures optimum utilization of world resources. Different nations follow their own national policy. It observes them and suggests required improvements. WTO actually encourages unbiased international trade, and it became very easy for the countries now to trade with each other. And you must have seen the flow of technology from one country to the rest of the world. It became very easy. So WTO, it is a proper platform where every country come up with their available resources and they can trade with each other. After the introduction of WTO towards the Indian economy, India's contribution to world trade increased from 0.5% to 1%. Initially, when Indian government was introduced towards LPG, the trading activities were contributing towards the world trade only 0.5%. But when WTO came into existence, this international trade increased from 0.5% to 1%. Initially, when India was not free, means India, the Britishers were ruling us, the raw materials which was produced in within our country was taken by these Britishers to Manchester, and the product means finished products were found there only, and those finished products used to come and sell in our country on very high rates. But now, as in agricultural sector, we are making a huge production, right? So this increased the export of ready-made clothes. The people who were working on the farms, they were getting good returns of the production which they were making. Increase in export of agro products was also seen. There are many spices which are only found in India, and there are many countries where Indians they reside. So the demand of spices and other agro products is always seen there, rest of the world. So a huge increase in export of agro products was also seen. Foreign investment increased in foreign investment increase in foreign exchange. What does it mean? First of all, foreign investment means when we make more exports and less imports, our foreign investment increases. And foreign exchange means when we are exchanging commodities and goods with other countries, with foreign countries. Now, every country was trading with each other. WTO was worried about the future. Means the resources which are available in all the countries in the present time, will they be same in the coming future? will they be remains means the tendency, the frequency of formation of those resources will be same for rest of the coming future? It was a serious matter of discussion, and it was one of the serious issue which should be taken care of. This gives an origin to the term sustainable development. What does it mean? Sustainable development can be defined as an approach to the economic development of a country without compromising the quality of the environment for future generations. In the name of economic development, the price of environmental damage is paid in the form of land degradation, soil erosion, air and water pollution, deforestation, etc. This damage may surpass the advantages of having more quality output of goods and services. Means sustainable development aims at conserving and preserving the available resources in such a form that the demand of the present generation should not be compromised, as well as the quality of environment should be maintained for the future coming generation also. Like, why we say save water? Because in the coming future, the generation which is going to come, they will be having less amount of water which will be means feasible for drinking. So we need to take care of all the available resources in such a way so that the future generation can also enjoy the available resources. What were the strategies which should be adopted for conservation and preservation of resources? Yes, we should restrict the usage of more and more resources which are available. So proper regulation should be made by the government of every country that human being means a human being, that what is a human nature? We never get satisfied. Whatever we have, we want to save it, we want to stock it. Then also whatever availability of resources are there, what we want to use them. So the government should restrict the human being from using the available resources. Technological development should be input effective and not input utilizing. Means whatever input is there, like technology, what like machines, whatever inputs we are giving, we are they are exploiting and generating the power from the resources which are given as input. So the optimum utilization of resources should be made. The rate of consumption should not surpass the rate of salvation. Means the usage of resources should be made up to the level of satisfaction, not of making them means scarce. Okay. Renewable resources, the rate of consumption should not surpass the rate of production of renewable substitutes. All type of pollution should be minimized. Sensible use of natural resources should also be made. So there are some steps which I have mentioned here for protecting the environment. Information, uh, these are the points which are actually discussed in the Earth Conference, which was organized in 1972 at Stockholm in Sweden. Okay, what were these? Information about pollution condition of different cities of nation is presented here. Central and state pollution control boards have been established to control pollution. Environment Day, yes, we celebrate 5th June as the Environment Day, where now in the primary schools it has been seen that students are motivated to plant more and more trees. They are given knowledge about the existence and the importance of the nature, given nature. Indian government passed Air Pollution Control Act in 1981. So these are some of the steps which government has taken. International agreements have been signed for deteriorating level of ozone disposal. Means these are some agreements that any country cannot make a production or anything which is beyond the control of nature. Means if it is exploiting the environment, the country will be responsible. So international agreements have been signed. Okay. That is the reason when any country plans to go to any other planet, many formalities they have to go through, and a control and regulation is actually kept by the uh, trade organizations and other organizations, global organizations, and they keep a proper check.